75 kilometers of route length of water metro costs 1500 crores. 75 kilometer of metro rail, if it is overground, it will cost you something like that 15,000 crores. So that is the kind of things which is very, economic, and the water bodies can be utilized for transport of the people.
It's such a privilege to have you with me on this. I've read so much about you and heard so much about you. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I know that you're very busy, but thank you. So
Okay, namaste, ma'am.
Talk about Kochi Metro, Kochi Water Metro. There's so many great innovations that you've done. But let's begin with the Kochi Water Metro. I think it's a fantastic idea, and it's the kind of thing that other cities which have waterways should also learn from. Talk a little about how this came about.
So years back, the Asian Development Bank was asked by the Cochin Corporation to explore the possibility of an integrated water transport system in Cochin, because as you know, Kochi city, which is the most commercially most important city in the state of Kerala, it has a port also, major port, and very important installations, establishments, including Indian Navy and all here. They wanted, actually, it is surrounded, this particular city is having actually 10 islands which are thickly populated. As you know, that 𝐸𝐴𝐵 is one of the most populated islands in Asia, and is very highly populated. And those people, islanders, they had to depend on water transport to come to the city and go back to their homes. And there was no structured mechanism, though there were boats run by various, even the government. But there are so many gaps in that particular regularity and all those timely things. So the Asian Development Bank actually gave a report long back in 2008 saying that an integrated water transport system should be established. And over the period of time, it was discussed, and then they thought when the metro rail also started becoming operational from 2017, so it actually gathered the momentum, and they think that this water transport system should be just like a metro rail system. So that name came as Water Metro, though they are vessels. Actually, they are electric vessels, like electric trains, like in the metro. The metros are electric rolling stock, you call that. So that similarly, the boats are electric. And we actually introduced this system to connect the 10 islands, the people to commute with air-conditioned comfort, smooth and very nicely, and without harming the Vembanad Lake or its flora and fauna. You know, there are dolphins here, very exotic dolphins. So these kind of things were conceptualized and executed. So as you know, that we use a lot of technology to ensure that the sustainability part is taken care of, whether it is environmental sustainability or many other sustainability goals. And we could produce a very beautiful boat thanks to Kochi shipyard, which actually did a marvelous job. And we started the operation in 2023. Honorable Prime Minister came down and inaugurated it, and that is how it is. And today, actually, anybody coming to Kochi, he not only goes to Fort Kochi but also makes sure that he travels in the water metro. So in 2.5 years, we have never expected that more than 5 1.5 million commuters will travel. So it is a huge success for the transporting not only the islanders but also the tourists. So they come and they enjoy, and they say, some of them say that it's just like traveling in an aeroplane or like that.
Yeah,
That is what it is.
absolutely. And so, how many of the 10 islands have been connected?
No, all the idea is that to connect all the islands.
Right.
So what has happened is that we have actually covered the islands, but the number of boats which could be spared, it is inadequate even today. So it is a slow process of making boat. It's all customized like a customized jewelry. It is taking time, and lot of technology is being used. So you have to depend on various supply chain management and other things. Sometimes it becomes difficult, and that became difficult post COVID also. And so what has happened is that the islands, main islands, which are more populated, are all connected. Till then, actually, there are some islands which are yet to be connected, which we will do it slowly, because we have completed around 40% of the project. And when we do this actually 100%, we know that it will be much actually, will be much more a talking point all over the world than it is today. But we are happy that even it is a little small than the size which we have planned, it is actually becoming very good, and it got a good response from every quarter, whether it is media, whether it is people who are traveling, high and mighty. Everybody likes it, or the foreigners, they come because they say that such kind of systems are not there in their respective countries. So we actually are leading that particular thing. In that kind of thing. And as you had actually mentioned earlier, that we are now doing the feasibility study at 21 locations in the country. It starts from Jammu and Kashmir, it goes to Goa, it goes to Mumbai, it is Surat, it is Ahmedabad, it is Kolkata, it is Patna, it is Varanasi, Prayagraj, and wherever there is navigable body, the Government of India has asked us, Kochi Metro, to actually do the feasibility study to say that whether they are possible to introduce such kind of system. That is, in one way, is a good recognition for this company, and also it will actually bring in a cheaper, more sustainable, integrated, and at present underutilized water bodies to the public transport system. So it will be much cheaper than vis-a-vis the metro rail. So that is what I say, that 75 kilometers of route length of water metro costs 1,500 crores. 75 kilometer of metro rail, if it is overground, it will cost you something like that 15,000 crores. So that is the kind of things which is very, economic, and the water bodies can be utilized for transport of the people. Not only we had only a thinking that it will all carry the goods. It's not. It is. We have shown that they can actually use the water bodies for a great experience in travel.
So you were also responsible for Kochi Metro to a large extent. So what lessons did you learn from there which you took to the Kochi Water Metro?
That is the you could say bread and butter of mine. I am the managing director of Kochi Metro Rail first. Then I became the managing director of Kochi Water Metro. Kochi Water Metro is actually a state government project. It is executed by the Metro Rail Project Company. So, incidentally, I have become the managing director of both.
Right.
So, what best of the things we actually learned from Metro, we are very unique in many ways. We are the first people to do a what do you call a open loop ticketing system, open loop card, which subsequently other metros did it. We are the first people to use the QR coded tickets, and we are. But those are the technological part. Of course, always the late starters will have the better technology. That is a fact. But what happens is the human factors became very crucial. You will be actually being a woman. You can always actually appreciate one thing. All my actually facilitation staff in the metro rail are women. So
Wow.
whether they are ticketing, whether they are actually cleaning, or whether they are public interfacing, all are women. And we are the first people to employ the transgenders,
Right.
giving them very important assignments. Then what happened is the same thing we followed in Water Metro. So Water Metro also today the facilitation staff, you go for the ticket, it is a lady. You go to the AFC gate, it is a lady. They actually somebody to guide you, there is a lady. And if the cleaning also is required, it is also lady. So what we are doing is that this is actually the most important part, giving the women empowerment in the technologically driven transport system. That is one of the biggest thing I learned from the Cochin metro rail, which we replicated in Water Metro. Similarly, we are actually done the integration that you buy a ticket or a download a ticket for the metro rail. You in that ticket you can travel in the Water Metro also. If you download a ticket for Water Metro, you can travel in also metro. So what that also we did, and then what happens is that we thought that more technology we use, that will bring in the ease of travel. So whatever could not be done in the metro rail, we did that here. Say we have a passenger counting system. Why did we put a passenger counting system in the boat? Because most of the boat accidents take place because of the overloading. And you can actually say that people actually, even if the staff say that no, you don't get into the boat because the boat is full, but people also push and go. Here it is not possible because we have a system in which actually when a particular 100% count comes, the gate gets closed. Even I as managing director cannot enter. So those things we actually did that because of technology. So basic thing, the gaps which we found in the metro rail could be actually bridged in Water Metro. And the best things in the metro rail are replicated there. We have the AFC gates. See, you can always have a ticket collector at every boat, and he can collect the ticket like that. But we are putting it in an AFC gate just like metro rail. It has a lot of advantages because it gives a satisfaction. It doesn't actually ladai nahi hota hai. So then, and it is actually modern. People feel I am in a modern system, and it is actually gives us real time data in my computer systems. How many people are entering, everything I can see it in my dashboard. All these things are possible. So that is what I learned from metro rail, which we did it in Water Metro.
Wonderful. So, sir, the other thing I wanted to ask you is that, the Prime Minister has also talked about this unified transport authority now, the whole idea that there's one authority for the entire city, and the commuter is not inconvenienced. He gets last mile connectivity. So, obviously, Kochi is right on the way as far as this is concerned. The passenger's connectivity to his or her home is now closer than ever. Would that be right?
Ma'am, actually, we are the first state In 2019, we brought a legislation forming an UMTA called KMTA. Actually, that is already there, but because of various administrative reasons, this actually, though there is a legislation, or though that actually body which are to be formed, it was formed, but it did not actually work because of various reasons. Now, the Honorable High Court of Kerala has actually intervened in the matter and directed by November this should be fully functional. So they have a very important role of coordinating with various agencies. Say, for example, uh, there are actually say 80, almost say more than 1500 buses running, city buses are running, suppose in Cochin city. They are all private buses, and there is, we are the metro. Somebody else is, there is train. There are also the auto rickshaws. There are taxis. There are also various transport related activities and developments to take place. That requires a lot of coordination with the Corporation of Cochin, PWD, District Collector, Police Commissioner. All these things are actually required. So it is actually failed, and this UMTA, or now we call here it is KMTA, has been brought in. Its basic role is to do the coordination so that this thing, for example, you do the comprehensive mobility plan of the city. According to the actually guidelines issued by the Government of India, every 5 years, a city has to do a comprehensive mobility plan.
Right.
So it is supposed to be done by the UMTA. But here I did it because UMTA is not there. Not actually functional that way. So what happens if that body comes? It actually irons out various things because they have legislative power to do that particular thing. They have executive power also to some extent. So that is very important for them. And as you said, whether actually the last mile connectivity of a mass transport system like metro or water metro is very crucial. How somebody will reach home, or how somebody will reach the office. So if they travel in a water metro or metro. So what we are doing, we are the only metro company which is running our own feeder buses by ourselves. We have not outsourced it. So what happens is that the electric buses, air-conditioned buses run in various routes to take the people who get down at the metro station to their destinations. That is one of the things we did. We also put some electric auto rickshaws also. That is, the numbers are not many. We have only 105 auto rickshaws. But that is actually in a city, small city like Kochi, to some extent it solves the problem. Now, we are actually thinking of how to rope in the KSRTC or the private buses also to serve the last mile connectivity, which is very, very important. So that requires a lot of negotiation, a lot of coordination, etc., which we are certainly slowly doing that. Knowing that last mile connectivity is very crucial. That is, you asked me about that last mile connectivity. Now the part which we really are proud of is that how to actually do a digital integration of the ticketing. Because many a times what happens, you go to a metro station and there is a long queue. In some places, a long queue, you get lose your patience. So what we have done is, we have a Kochi One card, which anybody can buy. Keep it and become like a membership card. You can travel and get some concession. It is a concession varies from 10% to 33%. More you travel, more you concession you get. But those people who do not actually have, we also actually sell some daily pass, monthly pass, etc. They are all RFID based and RPT cards. But more than that, what we did is that we made a digital ticketing. That means you can just go to our app and download the QR code from one place to other. You can travel and you can pay through that your phone or the Paytm. And we became also a part of the ONDC platform. In the ONDC platform, so that all the kind of apps, of payment apps, you can choose. You are using Paytm, another is using Google Pay. All these things are also being taken care of by the ONDC. And especially the students, the girl students also, they say they find it difficult standing there for quite some time in queue,
Yeah.
etc. They said, why not you introduce WhatsApp ticketing? We did that also.
Mm.
We have also the digital wallet systems. All these things we did to say that easy way of getting a ticket, whatever possible digitally for getting a ticket, it is there in Kochi. I do not know whether it is there in any place in such a huge platter. We have put it that way. It is because the people want it. Here, people are very techno savvy, and they are, as you know, they are very literate, educated, conscious. So they use it. So more the merrier kind of situations. So what happens is that our basic fundamental thing is that you actually travel cashless. Nowhere the cash is given, and do it in digitally. So you enter the bus also pay digitally. You enter the feeder auto, you go there. But our now target is that our properties like buses or the feeder services we could do. What about the other actually city buses? They are also used by the metro commuters. Go to last mile all the time. They don't wait for our buses, and our buses are not limited in number. Whether we can digitally also integrate. So therefore, we are now thinking of actually a particular system which the state government is actually developing. We are a part of that. We call it actually Kerala Savari. In that actually you go to Kerala Savari, it works on a ONDC platform. You can buy any ticket for or anything without going to any place. And you can download and get the ticket and go and travel. And actually use a QR code and get it cancelled or something. Very, very easy to travel. So more and more people should be digitally integrated to the system by digital ticketing. That is the plan. So I think we are quite successful in that, but still many things have to be done. For example, it should be very quick. The speed should increase. All these things we are working here.
So how is the integrated transport system, the more you develop it, how does it unlock value for the commuter in terms of the kind of value that they can add to their work life, to their, leisure? How does that unlock value for a city?
See, ma'am, a human actually by nature, human being, he wants everything to be very easy. You just go to London. Years back also, when this much of digital things were not there, they used to sell you a day pass.
The oyster
you pay
card.
£5. Oyster comes subsequently. So you can, in that particular thing, you can travel in all the public transport except the taxis. Now, what has happened is that is done now digitally. Now, people do not, carry the wallet. Their purse, बटुआ नहीं लेके जाते हैं. Everything is done by phone. You can pay everywhere. UPI हो चाहे जो भी हो. So now we are trying. This technology have already been frozen. It is very good technology. So now integrate. See these ease of actually getting the ticket is the most important thing for a commuter. He or she is happy that he has not to stand there. So now what is happening is, suppose you want to go in the morning, you plan. You in the morning you get up and say that today I will go to the office. From the office I will go to my mother's place, say who is not well. Then I will go to the medicine shop to get this. Then I go to a doctor. Then I buy something for my wife. Then come back to the office. and I do my work and go back. This is the plan of today yours. And you plan by taking your mobile phone. And you say that, well, I download the ticket for the metro. Then after that, I have to travel by the feeder bus. I am actually doing it again by the QR code. Everything you can plan before you leave your place. That is the actually what everybody wants. So how much you can be able to do. Say for a simple thing is that suppose you did not plan. You get into a metro. Before your destination station is coming, can you order a feeder auto, electric auto, which is a shared auto, so that you can save money? Before you reach the destination, it is possible. So you can actually, the auto will be actually waiting for you when you get down. So what happens is that you don't waste time for seeking kahan jana hai, kaise jana hai. All these things are not required. If the trip planning is done with a click of your touch in your iPhone or any other phone, that is what we are trying to do, and to a large extent we have become successful.
Wonderful. So just a last question. What does an IPS officer from Odisha, how has he become such an important part of Kerala's landscape?
Look, ma'am, I actually belong to Odisha, but I actually worked almost 16 years with the government of India.
Right.
As you know, I worked with the CBI, I worked with the National Investigation Agency, and counter-terrorism work was my bread and butter. But then I became the DGP of the state and stayed a very long time, as 5 years. I completed full 5 years as a DGP. But what happens in the higher management, it is the question of mostly the policy-related issues you look after. I had a love for the technology. So especially digital technology, I was doing a lot of cybercrime investigations. And that time, actually, I thought that when the government wanted me to do this work, I was not actually feeling out of place. The things which you learn from law enforcement, that also helps in top management. Many of the times it is like, so what happens, those things and love for the technology or inclination to do something new using technology was there. That helped me in actually working out whatever success or whatever happened. That is because of that. And the most important thing I wanted to tell the viewers, one particular important thing, there should not be any ego. So today, the engineers who are very, very junior to me, like age of my son, they also teach me every day. So what happens is that learn. Then obviously your maturity, your thinking will take you further, which a younger officer may not be able to comprehend. I can always actually say, no, this is good, but this particular thing can be bad, which a particular junior people will not know. It will be all the experience. You grow with the experience. So therefore, managing a company which is based on technology was not very difficult. Of course, it is because I kept that childlike interest to learn.
Right.
So that is how I just worked on this. So many people ask me, how did you actually law enforcement became managing a company and talking about profit, loss and all those things. Incidentally, last 3 years we are making operational profit.
Wow.
So it is like very few metros do that.
Right.
But it is like business-like approach sometimes, and also human part, which I learned from police. These particular things also helped us. And my team is good. They are very good. And they are from very good institutions. And we work like a team. and that is how it goes up.
Wonderful. Such a privilege to talk to you, Mr. Behere, and I hope I can come to Kochi and travel in one of your beautiful water metros. I've seen such beautiful pictures. It's very alluring. I hope to be there soon and travel in one of those. And actually do that.
Ma'am, you come along with your friends, family, whoever you like. We'll take you for things. Everybody actually likes it, and you will certainly love it to actually travel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Namaste,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much.